nation and this city. But anyway, maybe, yeah, look, this live video essay goes for 1 hour, and then please stick around afterwards. Have a drink. We're going to screen also a work that we recently finished, and yeah, have a drink and we can answer any questions or anything.
Look at the crowd for Carousel Night.
Last day, Capricorn 15's year of the city, 2274. Carousel begins. Capricorn 15's born 2244. Enter the carousel. This is the time of renewal.
So it's sometime in the 23rd century, and these white robed figures have just entered the carousel. This is the central trope of the classic 1976 film Logan's Run, where in order to control the population in this dystopic society, citizens are conscripted to be killed in this chamber the day they turn 30 years old. And if we can look for a moment beyond the overall acting and campy aesthetics, for us there is something really interesting at play within this particular apparatus. What has always struck us about the carousel is that it's not just an execution chamber, but also a site for mass entertainment, a collective spectacle of death.
Be strong, and you will be renewed. Identify. Rise.
Importantly, this ageing population of 20-somethings have not only gathered to watch the spectacle of death, but also to bear witness to a kind of renewal. They've been led to believe that there is a chance of reincarnation for those who willingly enter the carousel on their prescribed final day. So as they watch, the viewers are not only sharing in the display of death, but they are also investing in the possibility of a return.
And its cyclic movement between death and renewal, the carousel resonates with the wheel of life, a figure used in many religions to symbolically convey the continuation of existence beyond death. But for us, what the carousel also recalls is this: the zoetrope, a technical precursor to cinema. First developed in the 1800s, the zoetrope is an optical device that produces an illusion of movement from a sequence of drawings or photographs. The term originates from the Greek word zoe, meaning life, and tropos, turn, offering the translation wheel of life. But the life-generating promise of the zoetrope is not one of reincarnation, but reanimation. As the cylinder rotates, the inert images on the interior of the carousel are brought to life. The rapid succession of still images produces the illusion of motion, becoming, quite literally, a motion picture.
Rise.
Like the zoetrope, cinema is also premised on a mechanism of revolving static frames. But because the film strip is constituted from a sequence of photographs, there is also a reanimation of another kind, what Roland Barthes refers to as the return of the dead. What he's alluding to is the way that photography functions like a form of mummification, embalming traces of the living that endure long after they have passed away. And by propelling these traces into motion, cinema brings them back to life.
Draven has just clawed his way from his burial spot for his first breath of life after death. But of course there's something deeper at work here in this footage from the 1994 Gothic horror The Crow. We are not only watching the character's return, but that of the actor too. In a freak accident in the final week of this film's production, actor Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, was fatally wounded by a prop gun while enacting the on-screen death of his character. Enter pop singer Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned. Recently awoken from a deep vampire sleep, she revels in the spectacle of her return, sneaking her way through this underground club. As she beckons, the goth pop soundtrack seems to beckon back at her with the lyrics, Just 6 months prior to this film's release, 22-year-old Aaliyah and 8 others were catastrophically killed when their plane crashed shortly after takeoff, exploding into flames. Queen of the Damned therefore presents not only the spectacle of an undead vampire queen, but also the immortal return of Aaliyah.
Freeze! Don't ever do that, man.
Good likeness.
So your body, man, you died, you got buried.
You still have your hat on.
I gotta sit down. Shit. Holy shit. Say, are you some kind of ghost? Boo.
The undead characters that Brandon Lee plays here in The Crow, or Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned, are the site of a double resurrection. For us, what is most unsettling about these films is not their gothic fictions of life after death, but rather the cinematic resurrection that brings these deceased actors back to life. Embalmed within the film strip, these performers return to haunt our present as apparitions of light and sound.
Je voudrais vous demander une chose. Est-ce que vous croyez aux fantômes?
Je ne sais pas, c'est une question difficile. Est-ce qu'on demande d'abord à un fantôme s'il croit aux fantômes? Ici, le fantôme, c'est moi. Le cinéma est un art, une fantomachie, si vous voulez. Et je crois que le cinéma, quand on ne s'y ennuie pas, c'est ça. C'est un art de laisser revenir les fantômes. Et je crois qu'aujourd'hui, tout le développement de la technologie de télécommunication, au lieu de restreindre l'espace des fantômes, hein, comme on pourrait le penser. On peut penser que la science, aujourd'hui la technique, laisse derrière eux l'époque des fantômes, qui était l'époque des manoirs, d'une certaine technologie fruste, enfin d'une certaine époque périmée, alors que je crois au contraire que l'avenir est aux fantômes et que la technologie moderne de l'image, de la cinématographie, de la télécommunication et décuple le pouvoir des fantômes, le retour des fantômes.
What do you look like? How come I can't hear you? Hey, hello! Hello! I can't hear you! Five. Yes. I don't know. I don't know.
Attracted to the life force of Caroline, ancient spirits make contact through a television set, summoning her into a sinister dimension beyond the screen. It is in this way that this 1982 film Poltergeist takes up the philosophical premise posed by Derrida that it is through modern media technology that we interface with the dead. Instead of the spiritual medium channeling the supernatural through a seance, it is the medium of television that here acts as a conduit for the souls of the deceased. For us, it's the intimate connection between these two mediums that has always been the hidden genius of the supernatural horror genre.
And then, on a quiet, tree-lined street, evil has arrived in a most ordinary way. An old television set. October's next feature may change the way you feel about your television forever. The Video Dead.
Why in the hell don't you leave it alone? The slaughter's begun already.
Exactly how did the TV set kill somebody?
This is it, Jennifer. You're very frightening, TV.
This idea that recorded media can function as a channel for the return of the dead is not just a cinematic fiction. In the late 1800s, new technologies of the era, such as photography, phonography and film, were frequently deployed by spiritualists to contact the phantom world. And today, contemporary enthusiasts of electronic voice phenomenon and instrumental transcommunication continue to tune their television sets to vacant channels in the hope of contacting the voices of the dead. So what interests us about the Poltergeist trilogy is the way that fact and fiction become haunted by each other through the tragic early death of Heather O'Rourke, the child actor who embodied the iconic character of Carol Ann. At age 12, Heather died suddenly from an undiagnosed illness during the production of Poltergeist 3. For us, the deeply troubling spectre of Heather's death is heightened by the way that it appears to intersect with the paranormal fictions of the Poltergeist films. Watching one scene towards the end of Poltergeist 2, we are struck by the way that our knowledge of the young actor's death a few years later seems to haunt this footage shot years before.
Each cinematic installment follows a very similar narrative structure, which begins with the summoning of Carol Ann by the dead, climaxes with her crossing over to the other side, and eventually concludes with the safe return of Carol Ann into the world of the living and the arms of her family.
Gone. It's too late. I've lost.